I've had some time to marinate on Robert Saleh's quotes from last night and today, and I have some thoughts to get off my chest on the topic because I think it is absolutely insane, the quotes coming out from Robert Saleh. Now, I've been someone who I would classify myself as someone who's been pretty pro Saleh, and have given him the benefit of the doubt on a lot of things. And I think he's done some things really well, but some of his absolute ridiculous quotes are so beyond frustrating, especially starting last night before the game and then coming out after the game with some of these quotes. There are two that stand out that are almost unfathomable that they came out of his mouth before the game and after the game. We'll start with the one before the game. Tony Dungy on Sunday Night Football, he's on the pregame show, said that Robert Saleh told him that tonight's game is a race to 20 points. Now, is what Robert Saleh is saying any different than what I have thought or what most Jet fans have thought because of how good this defense is played? That's about what the thought process is with these Jets games. But the logic behind that is the Jets on offense are playing not to lose. And when you play not to lose, guess what you do? You lose football games. It's 2023 in the NFL. Offense is coming like it's never come before. It's easier and easier and easier to score points as quarterbacks are protected, and rules have made it insanely more difficult on the defense with roughing the passers and holdings and defensive pass interference. And somehow, some way, the logic of this team, and it's not just Saleh, it is definitely Nathaniel Hackett as well, and Hackett's the one that is in charge of the offense. It's just, let's rely on our stellar defense, which for the most part it is. Where there's some issues in the run game, yes, but that's like complaining about like you have a car with like a scratch on it, but it doesn't have an engine, and we're talking about, well, that scratch. The scratch isn't worth talking about. You don't have a goddamn engine in the vehicle, so let's worry about that first. But with the offense, they're playing like we're just going to hope that our defense cannot make a mistake. They cannot make a mistake. It sucks hearing Sauce Gardner after every single game talk about how they feel they have to pitch a shutout. That is completely unfair and unrealistic expectations. The last 2 weeks, they've played pretty good defensively. They allowed 20 points on defense against the Chargers, and two of those possessions for the Chargers, which led to touchdown points, one of them started on the 2-yard line after a turnover. The other started on the 50 after a turnover. And this past week, they allowed 16 points, one touchdown. Allowing one touchdown should be enough to win you a game. Unfortunately, it's not. It is not. And they almost lost a game, the one game that they won in this 3-game stretch, where the defense allowed 10 points and they almost lost the game. There is no margin for error. And then special teams, same thing. It's been mostly excellent all season. Number 1 ranked special teams in the NFL. They allow a punt return for the Chargers. They allow a 30-yard punt return against the Raiders, and people are losing their minds against the special teams. Like, they haven't won you games against Denver, kept you in games against Kansas City. The Giants game doesn't win you that game. Like, I have a real hard time putting blame anywhere else right now other than focusing on the offense. But the overall mindset, the all gas, no break, applies to the defense. That's how they play. They play with their hair on fire. They get after the quarterback. They get sacks. They create turnovers. They make big plays. The offense, not really. It is all break. They are so incredibly conservative. And when you try to do anything different outside the box, it doesn't make any sense. Like, for instance, in the game yesterday, I love that they tried a trick play with the wide receiver throwing the ball, but why are you using Garrett Wilson to throw the ball when he hurt his arm earlier in the game? He missed time. Did Hackett not know that? A race to 20 points. How little faith in the offense do you have to actually come out and say that? That it's a race to 20 points. And it doesn't stop there, because we talk about, oh, well, they moved the ball. I mean, Zach Wilson had 260 passing yards. They're able to move the ball. It's just how bad the red zone is, even though it's a historically bad red zone offense and a historically bad third down defense. This quote from Robert Saleh that the Jets had the gall to tweet out this morning said, if we can clean it up and at least give ourselves a chance to play clean football, I still believe it would still look pretty good. Who does that fall on? Where does undisciplined play fall on? It's the coach. That's bad coaching. They were out-coached by a guy who's a linebacker coach 2 weeks ago. He tried to challenge a play that wasn't challengeable, and they still got coached under a bus. Here's the numbers for penalties. In their last 6 games, 8 penalties for 83 yards, 8 for 40, 9 for 85, 9 for 68, 9 for 71, 7 for 42. That's 6 games in a row with 7+ penalties. That is undisciplined football. How is that a serious quote? I think we could clean it up. When? We're almost at Thanksgiving. It's November. When? Well, the offense is close to getting it in gear. When are we going to see that? Christmas? With 3 games to go and you're already 5 games out? You're under 500 now. You have a 3% chance at the playoffs at this point. What kind of quotes are these? It's absolutely ridiculous that we got these kind of quotes from our head coach before a game and then right after. Where's the self-awareness? Where is the self-awareness for if we clean things up? It's undisciplined football. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. He said it at halftime, too. Undisciplined football. It's a trend. Who does that fall on? That is on the coach. You have to find a way. You have to find a way to get that out. And they've shown no signs of progress. After the bye, before the bye, the last 6 games that they've played, 7, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8 penalties. That's an insane number. But the race to 20 points, it's like they are so content with just keeping this at an absolutely horrible offense, a historically bad offensive level. The guy we find our way to score 1 touchdown, which they weren't able to do in this game. They've now gone 2 straight games without scoring a touchdown. They have 8 touchdowns in 9 games. They haven't scored a touchdown since a check down to Breece Hall was taken 50 yards. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore about this offense. I am at truly a loss for words with this offense, but the ridiculous quotes have to stop. Show it on the field. I don't care about the practice. I don't care that you think it's clicking. I don't care about any of that stuff. Show it on the field and actually maybe give a damn about being aggressive on offense and play to win and don't play to not lose. Because there's a difference. There's a big difference. And right now the Jets are playing not to lose, and they're losing football games. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you next time.